Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and well, today we have a figure that is available on the Etsy now, since I kind of showed this guy off a little while back, and I've been showing a lot of looks at it on the, on my community tab and stuff, and I was going to release it earlier, but I decided to push it back so I could just release it with the other stuff in the next wave. But here is my articulated arthropleura figure. Again, we'll move on to the articulation a little bit later on, but we're going to first start with the actual sculpt and paint scheme. You can see the head sculpt, the antenna, and going down, just your typical arthropleura texturing. And on the other underbelly, of course, we have all those little legs. And yeah, paint scheme-wise, I based it off of the prehistoric park one and also a few, like, real-life modern millipedes. And, yeah, I kind of came up with this paint scheme. I think it just looks really nice. I really like the simple black, yellow, and red color scheme. But what you guys are probably here for, the articulation. This thing has, each segment actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 articulated segments. And, yeah, you can actually bend this. Again, they're all attached to a wire, so you can bend them pretty much any position. You can have it be up in a position like this. Let me just move my camera down a little bit, yeah. You can have it up in a position like this, or you can curl them all the way down into more of like an arch, of course. Or you can even, if you do it properly, you are able to get it in that iconic arthropleura arch to have it rear up. And let's just, I know we haven't gone to the size comparison yet, but let's just throw a human in here. You can have a rear up high enough to actually look a Mattel human figure in the eye. So yeah, this is a pretty nice figure. Again, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've had people suggest me to do arthropleura for a bit, but yeah, I just never knew how I was going to do the articulation. Finally figured out how I was going to do the articulation, and now I can make this figure, and definitely one I'm really happy with how it came out. Now let's move on to the actual size comparison. This is actually a pretty decent sized figure. It measures in at about 8 inches long, so yeah, decent size. Yeah, I'd say about 8 inches, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, maybe we're like 8.5 inches long. And in width, I'd say it's about, ooh, accidentally did that. Yeah, I'd say it's about slightly over 3.5 inches long, wide. And then in height, honestly, it's not very tall. It's a really flat animal. I'd say it's about ½ inch tall. So yeah, pretty small. Again, if you are interested in this articulated arthropleura figure, it will be available on my Etsy. I'll leave a link in the description. But yeah, I also would like to mention that not only do I have several articulated ones, but I also have these two right here. These are non-articulated. This is actually just like a stagnant model. If you don't want an articulated arthropleura, you can just get one that doesn't articulate. Still basically the same sculpt. Actually, the only difference is this one is slightly shorter. It has one less segment than the articulated ones. So yeah, there's that. And then we also have this one, which is also another non-articulated one. This one's actually the exact same as the articulated ones. It has the same amount of segments. So yeah, actually, let me measure the one with one less segment. Again, the ones with all the with all the segments that they have are 8 inches. This one's just around 7 inches long. So yeah, a little bit smaller. But this one right here, this rearing one, I'd say is about 5 inches. Well, a little bit under 5 inches there, and then I'd say about 4 inches up or 5 inches at the top of the antenna. So yeah. Also, again, rearing. If you just want an arthropleura permanently rearing up like this, or an arthropleura just permanently on the ground. So yeah, but I reckon you're probably more here for the articulated one. So back to that guy. Now let's move on to some more size comparisons for this articulated arthropleura figure. Here's it with my Inostransovia figure, which again is also available on the Etsy if you'd like to pick it up. About the same length, pretty nice. I've been doing a lot of like completely black creatures. I just think it looks really nice. Next, here's it compared to the Mattel Inostransovia. A little bit longer than it. Here's it with another sea scorpion. I can't remember the name of it, but this, again, another figure available on the Etsy. There's going to be quite a few figures that are available on the Etsy I'm going to show off. But, yeah, we also have it next to the Omnidens figure. Also, I believe there's still one available on the Etsy for purchase if you'd like to pick it up on the Etsy. Absolutely gets its dwarf. I remember when the Omnidens was the largest casted figure I did, and then that did not last long. Also, here's next to my Pterygotus figure. It has not released yet. I still have to cast more of them and paint them and stuff. But, yeah, here's a Pterygotus next to the arthropleura. Then, next, here's it next to a actual Mattel human figure. Again, you already saw it when it was rearing, but here's it, like, laying next to it. Absolutely dwarfs it in size. But, yeah. And then probably the last comparison we're going to do, here's the next to a Mattel Velociraptor figure. You can have it be like, I don't know, engine clones from arthropleura, and you can have it as if the arthropleura is trying to be attacked by like a raptor or something, but they can't get through because it's armored or something. But yeah, or you could even have it as if it got flipped over, and the raptor finally figured out how to get past its defenses. Honestly, there's a lot of ways you can pose this arthropleura figure. There's a lot of different segments. You can even have it like as if it's climbing up something. Again, I have some of the promo images. I did some pictures of it like as if it was climbing up a tree or something. Just really cool. So yeah, if you are interested in this figure, I'm just going to have it in the rearing for now. If you're interested in this figure, I will link it in the description. It will be available on my Etsy. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Let me move this raptor out of the way. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!